Hey everybody, I'm Chris from Airguns of Arizona, and this is another episode of Airgun Bootcamp. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about pellets. So we're not going to dive too deep into this, but when I'm on the phone, people call and they usually say, you know, Chris, I don't really know what type of caliber I need for what I want to do. I'm plinking, I'm hunting, I'm going long range, I'm shooting in my garage. There's a pellet for everything, so let's kind of dive in a little bit to what the different pellets are used for and the proper way to use them. So to start this off, a lot of people are asking me, you know, what is the caliber? So the most common calibers, and I know there is other calibers out there, but I'm gonna focus on 177 to 30 today. So first, there's the BB 177, a 177 pellet right here. All of these are gonna be 22 caliber. This is a 25 caliber and a 30 caliber. So there is all larger ones, you know, 45 caliber, 357, but traditionally these are the most common used in the airgun community. So what does caliber mean, right? Well, I'm gonna take this caliber and I'm gonna show you, because it is a little confusing where, you know, say this is a 177, it's also a 4.5 millimeter. This is a 22, 5.5 millimeter. This is a 25, which is a 6.35 millimeter, and this is a 30 caliber, which is a 7.62 millimeter. So what I'll show you right here with the calibers is I'll take one of these 22s, right? So this should be right around 5.5 millimeters. So put that there. And when I'm doing the head size right here, so the head size is what we're measuring, and that's what this 5.5 is. So if I get that right there, perfect. It looks like that one is a 5.53, and traditionally it goes from 5.50 to 5.53 in the head size. So this one is perfect. This is gonna be a pellet that you're gonna wanna use. So that's the basic of all the calibers. So obviously the first thing everyone knows, little 177 BB. We all had a Red Ryder, so that one's pretty common, right? It's not gonna be the most accurate thing in the world, but it's fantastic for plinking cans in the backyard, having a good time with your friends and family. The first one will be the 177 pellet. So when people ask me, you know, Chris, I'm just plinking in my backyard, I'm not really hunting too much, I'm just having a good time getting into air guns. The first thing that I'll say is, all right, you know, how far do you have in your backyard? If they say anywhere from, you know, 10 yards to 30 yards, 40 yards, doesn't really matter. I think that 177 is probably gonna be the best caliber for them. It's really cheap to shoot. If you're in a neighborhood, it's gonna be a lot less power going on in the backyard. For plinking, it's fantastic. You know, 500 pellets in one tin. You buy one tin, you get to shoot for a long time. It's great. Also, the 177 is really great for if you have any pest birds, close squirrels, you can do some hunting with it, absolutely. When I'm shooting birds, I use 177 at my house. So it's just a wonderful all-around pellet. The most common and the one that you'll find the most types of pellets is gonna be the 22 caliber. And so the 22 caliber is gonna have quite a few different arrays of heads and what type of head. And all of these hunting rounds also come in, well, for the most part, come in 177, 25, and 30. Most common is gonna be your Diabolo, which is your rounded. Now, say you're doing some 10-meter pistol, traditionally you'll do it with a 177, but if you're just doing some paper plinking, you can do just a flathead, and so that's gonna make nice tight circles in your paper. We have hollow points, great for hunting, have a little bit more stability when it's flying. The new JSB Hades are phenomenal for hunting. Has like a little kind of hex on there, good for expansion. When you're hunting, you want a little bit of expansion for a nice, clean, quick kill. So really great for that. You also have like the H&N Silver Point, which is lead all the way through, but it is pointed at the end. Great for penetration. And then you have something like the H&N Hornet, which does have a little gold tip on it, and so also really great for hunting, or like the JSB Predator pellet with a polymag, so it has that red plastic tip on it. Awesome for expansion if you're hunting. So you know, the tips and the hollow points and the hexes, all fantastic for hunting. You can also hunt with the Diabolo. It's perfect all around. If you're plinking, if you're hunting, if you're just, you know, messing around in the backyard, it's wonderful for everything. So now that we've discussed the different head sizes on pellets, let's say we're gonna go with 22. Fantastic choice for pretty much everything, right? Now you're gonna say, okay, Chris, what kind of grain do I need? There's so many, which I agree. You know, it can go all the way from the lead freeze and the 10 grain all the way up to a 33 grain. So where do I need to be? So that's a great question. So if I'm hunting, I may want a little bit heavier grain. I might want to be in the 18 to 25 grain. If I am shooting just for fun, maybe I'll go down to the 13 grain, or I have a pistol, I want to go into 13 or 12 grain. So it really kind of depends, and that's something you can ask us when you call us on the phone. Chris, what kind of pellet is best for me? And I'll answer you with the best of my knowledge what'll work best for you. So first off, what does grain size mean? The grain is what the weight of the pellet is. So traditionally, the 22 caliber, a 15, 13 grain is right around where most guns are gonna be. Now it will be lower for pistols and it will be higher for high power rifles. And so with these pellets and the different grains, it's all gonna be different. Every gun is gonna like a different pellet. Some traditionally will like one certain pellet, and some you're gonna have to test. You know, you may have to get 3 or 4 pellets and try out what your gun likes the best and what it's gonna shoot the most accurate in your gun. Now, if you're just starting off and you don't have anything, that's where, you know, myself comes into play. Ask me. I've tested almost every single gun in this warehouse, so I can tell you, you know, this Red Wolf shoots this pellet perfectly. You know, this spring gun is gonna want a lighter pellet, so maybe I'll go with an H&N Field Target Trophy. So it's just things, you know, when you're getting to know your gun a little better, it's gonna like a certain type of pellet, and once you can figure that out, you'll stick with it and you'll be accurate, unless you want a different approach. You know, say you have one weight when you're just plinking in the backyard, having a great time. Maybe you want a 15 grain. Now say, I need to go rabbit hunting or I need to go squirrel hunting. You're gonna wanna up that grainage a little bit to the 18 grain and get a little bit more force when you're hunting. So different pellets dictate different applications, and you can just find out what your gun likes, or you can ask me and I can help you as well. So when we're talking about grains, you know, what's the lightest, what's the heaviest? In 177, the lightest is gonna be around 6 grain and the heaviest is gonna be around 13 grain. So right in between there is gonna be your sweet spot. Granted, there may be outliers, but they're far and few between. In the 22 caliber, it's gonna be from around 12, 11 grain, all the way up to around 33 grain, some large ones. There's some range in between that. And once again, could be outliers, a little less, a little more. Your 25 caliber usually is gonna stick in between 25 grain and about 36 grain. In between there is pretty good with it. And then your 30 caliber, there's 2 options that are the most used. That's the 44 grain and the 50 grain. So there's also different types of pellets in, are they lead or not? Most pellets you get will be lead. There is some, say if you're in California, which has laws against lead, we have lead-free options as well. It's gonna be like a tin alloy. It is gonna be much lighter, but it is gonna be legal to shoot in your state. Or if you just don't want lead in your backyard, say you have some dogs or chickens, you know, anything back there you don't want them getting into lead, we have great lead-free options from JSB, H&N, RWS. So if you don't want lead, and we have other options for you. So this was just a little intro into types of pellets and different grains and head sizes and calibers. And there is a ton out there. So this is just little basics. You know, we go from the BB all the way up to the 30 cal. Hopefully this helps you understand what your needs are a little bit better. And if you do have more questions, please ask us. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, please write in the comment section. Any other videos you would like me to do. I'm always looking for new ideas. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day.